All right, good morning, everyone. For the record, it is October 21st, 2021, and this is our ongoing weekly business development advisor training. And we're excited to have everyone on here today. And for everyone that's listening to the recording, good to have you listen to the recording as well. But for today, we have one of the big dogs in the annuity world with us today, and that's Jake, not Athene. It's just Jake, actually. But the company is Athene. So they are a very large annuity company. We do a lot of business with them, like Athene, and we haven't had them on actually before. So they're a very well-known product to most agents and advisors. But hopefully we're going to get a little bit of a some good information. Also, maybe there's some sneak peeks of things to come down the road that Athene's doing that might be interesting. But our main focus for everyone here is to learn anywhere between 2 to 3 key points that we can use in our conversations with agents and agencies to help them understand where the Athene product line fits within their product portfolio. So that's really what our focus is. This is not a formal presentation. This is more of a discussion. I mean, Jake will probably will have a presentation. He'll go through some things, but we always have. This is not a large group. It never is. So feel free to ask questions and just unmute your mic, throw it in the chat bar, and interrupt so that we can make sure that you are understanding the information as it goes along. Because again, goal being finding 2 to 3 value props and key points that make sense for you to utilize in talking with agents. We'd be really excited about that. But without any further ado, I'm going to pass the mic off to Jake. So Jake is our internal marketer at Athene. So if we have questions, need marketing materials, agents are asking things that we don't know about with Athene, or we need an illustration run, that is something that we can go to Jake to and get that information and look really, 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 really smart for our agents, even though Jake really did all the work. But that's what Jake's role is as our internal marketer. Without any further ado, though, I'm going to mute myself right now, but I may interject every once in a while if there's questions that I can think of. But Jake, the floor is yours to go ahead and introduce yourself, and let's talk about Athene.
Of course, yeah, thank you. So, like you were saying, my name is Jake Paulson. I'll be the internal wholesaler here at Athene. I do want to thank everybody for taking time out of your guys' day. And those of you who are going to be watching the recording, I appreciate you watching this. Hopefully we can get some value added from the Athene side of things here. I'm just going to kind of jump right into things. It's going to be a high level kind of a presentation discussion over not only Athene, but a couple of our solutions that we find that are selling very successfully with a lot of producers across the nation. And so I'm going to share my screen here, get to a little PowerPoint. And then at that point, we should be able to start getting going.
As long as technology works.
Yeah, right. Sorry about this. Where is...
Do you see the...
I don't see a PowerPoint anywhere. There we go.
There we go. Yep.
All right.
I now see your screen.
My camera's going to be a little angled off. I got a couple different laptops here going, so hope you don't mind that.
No worries. You got the double screen going, right?
Yeah, triple. It's kind of confusing sometimes. Yeah.
Triple screen. I'm a little jealous.
They treat us nice here, right? So getting right into things. This is a little bit about Athene here. So a couple of things I want to first off mention is, our financial strength ratings. So I know, Nathan, you talked a little bit about something that's going for the future, maybe a little hint of what's going on. I do want to let you guys know that We are getting our financial strength ratings updated. We just recently got an A+ or on the 5th of this year, you know, from the S&P on our financial strength rating. With our merger with Apollo right now, a lot of people are speculating that, you know, we're going to continue to grow. That's the game plan here at Athene, just continue growth. That financial strength is there, which, as you know, in the industry took a kind of a hit this last year with the pandemic and everything like that. But we've been very good at keeping, you know, enough capital to stay competitive, and also making some great financial decisions to help us in the future keep going. So at a glance here, we got, some things I like to point out here is that we're the #1 provider for fixed index annuity sales in 2020. And that has still lived up, as we are still the leader of those fixed index annuities in the first 2 quarters of this year. And still right now we are. Another successful business plan of ours is our pension risk transfer market. We've been making a significant amount of money off of that. And that's something that, you know, our business thrives off of, making continuous profits off of that type of business there. So continuing on here, this is where I currently am right now. I'm in West Des Moines, our U.S. headquarters here. You know, we got people spread across the nation there, obviously, and our external partners are living throughout the country. But this is where our sales desk is here. So if you're working with anybody on the new business team, suit team, we're going to be here in West Des Moines, Iowa. So if you ever want a chance, come out and visit Iowa for the first time. Be a good time. Some of our better product solutions here is, you know, we have income products. We have those accumulation, legacy planning for the people who want to leave something for their loved ones. Obviously, that protection. Nobody knows what that market's going to be doing tomorrow. We offer that protection and peace of mind for those clients who are looking to preserve those assets going into retirement. So this is kind of just a high level overview of what fixed index annuities are here. It's going to be that growth and guaranteed income that's protected due to any stock market downturns, anything like that. So when plans change, we offer products that have liquidity in there to have that access to their money when the unexpected happens. And that's something that we take pride in here, allowing our clients to have that, you know, flexibility with their money and not locking it up for so long and not being able to touch it whatsoever. So another thing that these fixed index annuities is the tax deferral. It'll grow tax deferred, will be taxed until that money is withdrawn. So that also helps upkeep with inflation and interest rates and everything like that. So, and yeah, and like I said, there's that inflation protection. We have confinement benefits and we have death benefits as well for some of our solutions. So this just shows difference in risk and potential return for the annuity spectrum. As you can see that fixed index annuity is right in the center of the risk and potential return. So VAs, you know, they're going to be investing in the stock market. Immediate annuities and fixed annuities, they're just going to have that fixed rate. We like to think that this is a great positioning segment here in terms of risk and potential return, right in the middle, especially with right now the not only the pandemic going on, but a little bit of a market turmoil going on right now as well. So continuing on here.
Hold on one second, Jake.
Yep.
Just to help out, so with everyone. So if you have questions about annuities, then we'll cover that a little bit afterwards. So Debbie, G, Jake, write down questions. We'll talk about it afterwards. We'll get to some of the other stuff in a second, but fixed annuities in general have a great place within the marketplace. We'll talk about basics in a little bit, but just know right now that annuities really do what most people talk about is they do 2 things. Is they give you protection from the marketplace. So they give you a 0% bottom floor. So you can't lose any money. And then the second thing they do is they give you a guaranteed income stream that you can't outlive, even if you run out of the money, even if the market tanks, and no matter how the market does. So that's important to understand. That's where annuities fit within planning, helping people never run out of their money. So we'll talk more about that later on the basic side. And there's some things that I can point you guys towards, but I just wanted to take a step back and in case there was any confusion on that a little bit, hopefully that answers some.
Yeah, and that was perfectly well said there. And like you're saying, it offers that protection and that guarantee. So there's obviously a very high demand for these fixed index annuity products. As you know, people are getting near retirement, they want to protect those assets. They also want that guarantee, that peace of mind going into retirement. So thank you for that. And continuing on now, this is some of our product portfolio for the IMO channel. We're going to be talking a little bit about the AccuMax, the Agility, the Ascent Pro 10 bonus, and the Performance Elite today. Just a little high level overview of each product, where they fit in and onto a client spectrum, and we'll get into it with the Athene AccuMax. So this is an accumulation product of ours. It's going to not only offer that strength, stability, but also has that flexibility. So with the strength that comes with those, meaningful growth, despite that market volatility and low rates, it's going to have participation rates that are very competitive within the industry. And not only that, but we have indexes available that have been performing very, very well recently. So that offers that strength of accumulation and that growth of wealth. The stability is those crediting rates and that guaranteed withdrawal charge period. So it offers that stability and that protection again for any of those guarantees, like you said earlier, Nathan. And then that flexibility. So with AccuMax, we have 7 different interest crediting strategies. So that can meet any diverse client needs at all. So, each client is different, has their own different needs. We offer 7 different interest crediting strategies to meet all those different diversified client needs. So with the AccuMax 7, we actually have a 7-year point-to-point multi-term that offers higher participation rates. And with the traditional fixed index annuity, as you can see with that blue bottom chart graph, it'll have those annual lock-in dates. As you can see here, if you go from 2015 to the 2016, you're actually losing that money right there from the market. You're going to be protected, but it's going to lock in those rates right there. But with this 7-year point-to-point, it's going to be locked in after 7 years on those gains with higher participation rate for those potential higher earnings.
You're probably going to get to it, but I'm assuming it's a 7-year surrender charge then too.
Yes, that is correct. Yep, a 7-year surrender charge there as well. So this also comes with that flexibility along with the stability for this. So you can either choose that 7-year strategy, basically a set it and forget it with those higher participation rates, or you're going to have those 1-year strategies, and that just offers the flexibility to reallocate those strategies to whatever you need on each contract anniversary. So if you don't like how your performance of the index you were allocated in last year, and you're at your contract anniversary, you're going to have that flexibility to revisit that, reallocate those funds of that strategy of your choice. The flexibility comes with the indexing options here. We got for the S&P 500, our artificial intelligence powered multi-asset index, and then our Schiller Barclays Cape Allocator 6 index. So these 3 indexes have actually been performing very well. I think I want to highlight right now, the Schiller is performing just insane right now. And you know what, one thing I get really excited about is talking about the artificial intelligence powered multi-asset index. That's actually ran by IBM Watson. So it's an artificial intelligence computer that learns on itself based on patterns and market trends in the market as well. So it teaches itself, and it'll be able to learn trends in the market to monthly update each investment portfolio they have. So that's something I'm really excited about going into the future. And then those 3 crediting methods, like we talked about earlier, you can have those point to point from either that 1 year or the 7 year. You can have that fixed rate, or you can have the annual interval sum rate as well. And then those 2 term lengths, like I said on the slide before, either that 1 year or that 7-year term length period.
That 7 years, is that on all of the those 3 index options?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
And these are, again, those strategies that we just talked about here. Obviously, you're going to have the S&P. Just talked about that IBM Watson Rand powered index, and then the Shiller Barclays Cape Allocator 6 index. That was actually made by Dr. Robert Shiller. He has a Nobel Prize in economics, multiple best-selling books on economics. Just a genius when it comes to financial and evaluating those market trends and trying to have the best index possible. So these are the rates right now for participation rates on those 7-year strategies and the 1-year strategies as well. Anything up to $100,000, you're going to be seeing that 55% in the S&P, 145% in that AI-powered U.S. equity index. And obviously, once you get over that $100,000 high band mark, you're going to be seeing those increases in participation rates as you go. So here's those fixed rates that are not in those interest crediting strategies. And then I'd like to show this column over here with the average illustrated return of $100,000. So as you can see, that AI US powered equity index is going to be around 12.27% on an average illustrated return. And this is going to just, as you can see, these 7-year point-to-point strategies are performing very well. And then same with these, just in general, the AI index is performing fantastic right now. And those are just those interest crediting rates. I think we should have touched on those a little bit there.
Yeah, those are, I'm not as actually familiar with the AccuMax product. I'm more familiar with the Elite Performance Series. So those participation rates on the 7-year is really high.
Yep, a 7-year with the participation rates that high, you just have to imagine that those returns within those 7 years are going to be very high, right? And that's part of that set it and forget it situation. You're going to get those higher participation rates, higher for the potential earnings on that.
Where does AccuMax, the AccuMax product line sit within the rest of the portfolio? Is it one of your top sellers or?
Right now, I think in terms of an accumulation product, it is very popular, but I would say that our Performance Elite product, which I will touch on later, is definitely our most popular selling product right now.
Okay.
Not to get too far ahead of the slides or anything like that, but the Performance Elite should be doing around 2 to 2.25 billion just itself as a Performance Elite series just this year. So that's something we're very excited about. It was actually just named the 2021 Fixed Index Annuity of the Year. So we'll be highlighting that at the end of the, I think that's the last solution I'm going to be talking about here on today.
Sorry to interrupt again, Jake, but I was just going to say for everyone that's taking notes, because a lot of people are familiar with the Elite Performance Series. I don't think there's as many that are understand the AccuMax product. It may be one of your guys' ins if you're talking to agents just about Athene, because everyone's going to know who Athene is. And if you can have some conversational competence about the Athene AccuMax 7 product, that may be something that they weren't aware of about that 7-year strategy. So take notes on the 7-year strategy and the participation rates, and being able to have those conversations. I know we're going to have we'll have resources and places you can get this, so it's not just something you have to remember off the top of your head. But I think that's talking about one value prop for everyone. That's a good one to be aware about, because like I said, it's not something that everyone knows about.
Yeah, that's very well said again. Yeah, this is kind of one of those products where people might not be very recognizable with it in terms of the AccuMax and that 7-year point-to-point crediting strategy. So, this is about each contract anniversary. So you're going to be able to have that request of transfer of allocations for the 1 year, each contract anniversary. Obviously that 7-year indexing options, you're just going to have it from the 1 year to the 7-year contract end. And then all after that withdrawal charge period ends, all those index strategies will be terminated and the funds will be moved into a fixed strategy in that new interest rate being declared each year. So that's what happens after those 7 years there. And then I think some of the additional features on this AccuMax are, very important to talk with clients about. So you want to let them know that they have those free withdrawals. So you're going to be having a free withdrawal of either the greater 10% of the accumulated value or 10% of that initial premium. So they're not going to be just locking up all of their money within this annuity. They're going to be able to have access to partial amount of that money, which is nice for those what if situations. If a client needs to pay for something and they have all of their money tied up in a non-liquid asset like an annuity, we're going to be having them the availability of getting that greater of either the accumulated value or that premium. Also with that, we have the death benefit, which is going to be either greater of the annuity's full in-term value or the minimum guaranteed contract value for that death benefit. So it does provide some of that legacy planning that clients are needing for passing down some stuff to their loved ones in case of those, what if situations in terms of an untimely death or, anything about that nature. So,
Look, Jake, we can no longer hear you. Oh, can anybody else hear Jake? Testing, testing.
No,
No, I cannot.
Let's see. That's weird.
nor do I see Jake anymore.
I see Jake and his slide's still working.
I can see him.
Well, that is I think his headset probably died. So he can't even,
Can you text him or call him?
yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna give Jake a call really quick. All right, so just look at the screen, everyone. Look at the screen. Nothing to see here.
Or can you reach in the chair?
I'm gonna pause the recording real quick. So for the recording, everyone, we had audio issues, but AccuMax product, you guys saw the slide, some of the good stuff that was on there. I know he was going over the Barclays a little bit in the actual index, but good product solution. Athene, Ascent, I know you cover next. So we'll start from there.
Yep, there we go. And yeah, so I'm not sure how long, Nathan, you wanted this webinar to be going for. So if you want me to hurry up, I'm completely okay with that. But I'll try and do my best to just continue to just kind of keep it rolling, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'll so and we got in like another half an hour.
Okay.
But and if we can slow it down in like 15-20 minutes, that would allow us to ask some questions while
Ask
you're
some questions.
on. Yeah,
Perfect.
so
Yep.
go through the highlight reel basically.
That's
and a few of the products, and then we'll talk about resources and where we can find things in as well.
there we go. That's the plan. So this is an income solution here. It's Ascent Pro 10 bonus. It's going to be that guaranteed and stacked roll-up options for that income for every client. You're going to have different choice of income payout options. So we'll get to that in a little bit. There's another slide for that. And then there's those enhanced features, which is the enhanced income benefit for confinement. So again, that confinement of worst comes to worst, that's what's going to happen. So we have two options for the Ascent Pro 10 bonus. we got pretty creative in naming them. We have option number 1 and option number 2. So for the option number 1, you're going to have that 10% simple interest on those 1 to 10 contract years. You're going to get an income-based bonus on option 1 of 20. And then on option 2, you're going to get an income-based bonus of 15%. So option 2 is going to be more for those who are looking for that income taken out right away. So if you're going to need that guaranteed lifetime income, and you want to start it sooner rather than later, that's going to be on that guaranteed growth plus those interest credits on option number 2.
I understood that was the second option allows you to take that out before the 10 years. Or say that one more time. Oh, your audio caught out again. No. This is actually working. All right, stopping the screen share.
I don't know what's going on with this.
Yeah, sorry about that. I guess it sounds like that's as soon as we can't hear you, I'm just going to stop the screen share.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I don't know why. I think it's
No worries.
I'm getting notifications on my computer.
What I was going to say though is, if I heard you correctly on that second option, because I know usually this is everyone considers this to be a 10-year product. When can you take income on this?
In year 1. Yep.
You
So
can
this is one of those.
Oh, so
Yep. So if you need a client that's needing that income right away to supplement anything at all, yep, it's going to be year 1.
did that change at some point?
No, I don't think so. When I got here, that's how it was.
Okay, so and this is on either of those options?
I'm on option number 2.
Okay, so you have to choose option number 2. Gotcha.
Yep.
That's good to know.
Yep. Continuing on here with those income payout options, you're going to either have that inflation adjusted income. So it's going to start with that lower initial income each year, but it's going to have that potential to increase based off of those based off that consumer price index. So it's going to be inflation adjusted there, try and match inflation, if not beat it. And then you're going to have that earnings income or earnings indexed income as well. So again, you're going to start with that lower amount, but you're going to have that potential for the income to increase based off that performance and the percentages that interest credited to the accumulated value. So based off those strategies you're allocated in, that's another income payout option. So for the earnings index payout, it's just something I wanted to go over here as an example. If you have a current lifetime income payment of $20,000 annually and a 5% interest credit is in the accumulated value, that lifetime income payment is going to increase by that 5%. So that 20,000 is actually going to turn into a 21,000 lifetime income payment. And that's based off that 5% interest crediting value on the earnings index payout option. So, it's just giving you that opportunity to capture and have that higher potential for earnings there. These are the payout factors we have for the Ascent income rider here. So each year it's actually going to increase by 10 bips. So 0.1% here. And as you can see, each 5-year interval is going to increase by 0.5%. Longer you wait, obviously the higher percentage of payout percentage you're going to get on that level income. So some of the base product enhancements are going to be that bailout feature, the 10% free withdrawals per year again, and then the minimum interest crediting as well. So that's not available in all states. I know we have people on here that are across from all the country. So we'll have to take a look and talk individually if that's in your state or not. But I'm going to continue on here too, so I'm not talking too much about that. But this is for the enhanced income benefit, where the lifetime income withdrawal will double if that contract has been at least in force for 1 year, the annuitant was not confined at issue, that rider is in the income phase still, If you've been confined at all to a qualified care facility for the last 180 of the last 250 days, and then that enhanced income will pay for a maximum of 5 years. So that lifetime income withdrawal is going to double if all of these requirements are met or set. And that's part of that enhanced income benefit for this product. So here is the availability per state here. So as you can see, the only difference is New York isn't there, and in Indiana, it's just going to be a lower age that is
it ever?
available there. Yeah, right. Yeah, New York doesn't really like any of our products, I guess, or it doesn't like the consumers with annuities. Let's just say that. So these are some of the crediting rates for the Ascent Pro 10 bonus. As you can see here, we got that participation rate that's increased on the 2-year point-to-point. This is another index that we haven't talked about yet, the BNP Paribas Multi-Asset Diversified Index. So that's going to be a international index that has performed very well, actually. Same with this NASDAQ FC index. If I believe right, I looked earlier today, and I think it was somewhere around 38% of performance year to date. So you're going to get those participation rates there with that. And then also this AI powered, this is different than the one earlier on that AccuMax. This is going to be a US equity index ran by AI, that artificial intelligence, IBM Watson. So there's a little bit difference there, but it's the same type of concept of that computer learning by itself, and finding those trends in the market and taking advantage of them as well. Continuing on past the crediting rates here, these are those additional features, more of that fine print stuff. So you're going to see here there's a premium bonus of 3%. Those are the issue ages for most states, except for in Indiana, I believe it's 74. And then the premium bonus vesting, and we can talk about this per your state individually if you'd like to afterwards. And then these are some of those sales concepts for the earnings index payments option here. So you're going to keep those payments growing after taking that income. Again, you're going to start with maybe a lower income per year, but you're going to show that high performing combination of the guarantees and that potential for growth to increase that client's yearly income guaranteed. So, you know, it's client approved there, and it's comparing that level and in that level and earnings index income options. We're going to continue on with another income solution of ours. I like to call this like one of our Swiss Army knife products here. Has a bunch of different features on it, so it allows diversified clients to get into that and have that income with agility, hence the name. The Athene Agility is 7 and 10.
Really quick, Jake.
Yep.
So just you get in the slide, but I was just gonna say for the Athene Ascent, if we're talking about one thing that everyone's gonna grab hold of, I'd say the biggest thing, and because this is something that I wasn't aware of, and I'm supposed to know everything, right? But the idea that the Athene Ascent product has a flexible income option. I know a lot of agents that think the Ascent Pro is a 10-year product, and you have to wait 10 years to get income. So if you got agents that are working with Athene already, or haven't placed business or looking for an income option, there's other ones out there, of course, that are flexible, but a lot of people are comfortable with Athene, and they have a lot of agents contracted with them. So again, conversational competence, I'm going to use that word a lot, but if you can show them something that they don't know, then you've created yourself as an expert. And to be an expert, you only have to know 10% more than the person in front of you. Remember, Athene Pro, the Ascent Pro 10 bonus, option 2 allows them to turn on income any year. So that's the simple value prop, just talking about the Ascent Pro 10. And I know we're not going to get through every single product. Maybe we'll bring back Jake another time. But not that you're done yet. You can keep on going. But I know we'll run out of time to go through the entire product line. Athene has a really good list of products. So that would be the value prop for the Ascent Pro 10 bonus. Option 2, flexible income. You can turn it on anytime. That's a big deal.
Yep. Yep. And it really is for those people who are nearing that retirement age and they're trying to start that income right away as possible. Yep. So now I'm going to go into our other income solution here that's popular. Again, it's that Athene Agility in a 7 or a 10-year product. Going forward, this just shows kind of the demand that the retirement planning and the fixed index annuities have here. So 72% of the Americans feel that they're behind or unsure about the retirement savings. And 48% of retirees stopped working earlier than expected, mainly due to health reasons or job loss. So that's, no, it's showing that demand for those fixed index annuities and that guaranteed lifetime income stream. So that demand is always going to be there. It's always going to help out those clients, as who knows what that unexpected is going to bring. So for the Agility overview, you're going to be building that strong benefit base. It offers a good growth for an income product, has an enhanced income and death benefit. And this is also no fee product here. So I know clients hear the word annuity and they immediately think of fees. This is a no fee product that we provide here. And also another thing there is the death benefit for the Agility. That death benefit is a major key in terms of clients being attracted to this product, their legacy planning, trying to leave someone with their loved ones. That enhanced income and death benefit is for that when unexpected happens. So continuing on here with the Agility 10 or with the Agility, you're going to get a 25% benefit base bonus. So that benefit base helps determine that lifetime income withdrawal amount. So you're going to see that with that 25% benefit base bonus, you're going to be getting the initial premium plus the bonus, plus that interest crediting, if any, and then minus the withdrawals from the annuity if there's been any taken out. That's how we determine that lifetime guaranteed income there based off that benefit base. So if we're giving you a 25% bonus into that benefit base, that's only going to just increase those lifetime income payments after that. Some of our strategies here, we have 1 and 2 year point-to-point strategies. For the large cap US equity, we have that NASDAQ FC index, AI powered US equity index, and the S&P index as well. I know we've gone over those throughout the presentation so far. Also, we have those 1 and 2 year point-to-point strategies for the BNP Paribas multi-diversified Matter 5 index as well. We've talked about that as well as also. And then we have that 1 year point-to-point fixed option, which is that guaranteed interest. Next slide, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into these interest crediting here. I'm going to keep this kind of high level and quick here just to show you some of the participation rates that we offer for the Agility 7 and the Agility 10. As you can see, the 2 year and the 1 year, you're obviously going to have more flexibility with those 1 year crediting strategies, as you're going to be able to reallocate the flexibility and allocations within those indexes after each contract anniversary. But with those 2 year, you're also going to get those higher participation rates for the potential of the higher growth with those market upticks. And what I like to do with a lot of our most successful advisors is to stagger those 1 and 2 year options. So you not only have the flexibility of reallocation on those strategies, but you're also always getting those 2 year high participation rates to capture all that potential growth that you can. This is just another slide that to me explains the demand for a fixed index annuity, and not only just a fixed index annuity, but the what ifs that come with it. That's perfect with the Agility. So that blue column there, the lighter blue column, is the total cost future value, and that darker blue column is that total cost present value. And as you can see, for 65-year-old couples right now, that gap is a little bit shorter. They're obviously not still at that total cost of the future value, because healthcare costs are rising. Major concern for retirees today. Going to be an even bigger concern for 55-year-old couples and 45-year-old couples, as they're going to continue to rise, and that's just showing that need for these guaranteed income payments as well. Again, this is going to be that lifetime income withdrawal will double if that annuitant was not confined at issue, the rider was in the income phase still, confinement and to a qualified care facility was at least 180 days out of the last 250. And the enhanced income benefit will pay out till the annuity's accumulated value is reduced to 0. So, again, for this death benefit, for the legacy planning, this is a very good legacy planning play. We see a lot of our most successful producers do this. If a client is purely looking to leave behind stuff for their loved ones, you can either get a lump sum payout out of the 2 options of either the greater of the accumulated value or that minimum guaranteed contract value. Or your second option there would be to take the full benefit base paid out over a 5-year period. So that is options based off those beneficiaries. They can have those 2 options, either that lump sum or that 5-year payout option of the benefit base. Again, this is the state availability for the Agility 7, New York. Again, this is for the Agility 10. And there we go. As you can see, I like to touch on this. There's that no rider charge there, and that initial benefit premium or benefit-based bonus 25%.
So that's a good point for everyone. The Agility has no rider charge.
Yep.
There are agents out there that are really big on finding annuities that have no fee base.
Yep,
So,
and that's
so go ahead, Jake.
yeah, and that's one of the most popular aspects of this, that the no fee based guaranteed lifetime income product, and that's something that we kind of pride ourselves here for offering that solution.
Yeah, so that's, and you're looking at the Agility and you're working with an agent that doesn't want any fees, then this is a good product to be able to pivot to, because every year they're going to take out 1% in other products on the accumulation side, which if they're going to end up moving that money or not use the income, which a lot of clients don't use the income riders, then that's going to affect the accumulation over the years if they want to move that or pass it on to the beneficiaries or things like that. So that's a good point for everyone here. The Athene Agility has no fees to its income base.
Yep, that's exactly right there. And then again, you also are going to get those free withdrawals of that 10% of either the accumulated value or of that 10% of the initial premium per year. So you're going to have those liquidity options as well. Just a recap here for the Agility. You're going to get that income, the potential increases annually. You're going to get that growth from protection from the market downturns. And you're going to get that liquidity for the help of the unexpected there. So I know there's a little bit more on that slide, but we've kind of went through all of that mostly already. So I'm going to continue on here. This is a good sales concept here for the Agility as well. Are the clients prepared for rising costs in retirement? Are they actually prepared for that? Are their finances ready for the increasing costs in retirement? Because obviously they're a major concern facing retirees today. It's going to cost more tomorrow than it is today, but that earnings index income gives your clients that opportunity to keep up pace with those rising costs, with the rising inflation, and live a more comfortable retirement with that peace of mind. Getting into the next product and the last product solution we're going to be talking about here is the Athene Performance Elite. So this is an accumulation play. It has an optional return of premium feature as well, which we will talk about here. But getting into the Performance Elite, we're going to have that premium bonus at issue. So that's great for offsetting any surrender charges you might be incurring with a previous carrier, any taxes that you're going to be paying on any of those qualified funds or non-qualified funds that you're going to be paying before you transfer into this product. And then you're going to get that optional liquidity features with the plus version of the Performance Elite. So there is 2 different versions of the Performance Elite. We have the base and then the plus, and we're going to go through the differences with that as well here in the upcoming slides. So some of the interesting crediting strategies actually have optional strategy charges. These strategy charges are going to be at 1.75% charge annually. That's just going to have a higher participation rate available. And it's going to be calculated on that contract anniversary. And it's something here that we'll be able to show you right in the next coming slides with the indexing strategies. So this is talking about the premium bonus for all, either the 7, the 10, and the 15. So for the base version of the 7, you're not going to see any of those premium bonuses there, but for the plus, you're going to see a 6% for a 7-year product, and then a 5% for these states listed here. And as you can see, there's differences in states on that premium bonus. But if we're just talking about the 10 or the 15 here, that base version is going to either give you a 4% bonus for the base. But if you do that 0.95% annual rider charge for the Performance Elite Plus, it's going to bump that premium bonus up to 10% day one into that accumulated or into that account value. For the Performance Elite 15, that base version premium bonus is going to be 11%, and the plus version is going to increase that up to 17% premium bonus there. Next slide, we should be talking about our interesting crediting rates with those participation rates for the no charge and the optional strategy charge. So as you can see here, we have some of those same indexes that we've talked about throughout the presentation. And as you can see also, the 2-year point-to-point is going to have a higher participation rate than that 1 year, but it's also offering you that flexibility with that 1 year of the reallocation at contract anniversary. But as you can see, what I like to touch on here is the no charge strategies still have a fantastic participation rate, 105% into that 2-year BNP. But with that 1.75 strategy charge, you're almost going to double that participation rate to 205% for just the BNP Paribas 2-year point-to-point strategy. So these participation rates are leading the industry right now in terms of the potential for growth on those market upticks, just based off that higher participation rate with that optional strategy charge. And that's just for the Performance Elite 7. Performance Elite 10 is going to have the same rates right there as well. And then Performance Elite 15, those rates are going to slightly increase. As you can see, you can get up to 120% on that no charge for the Performance Elite 15. I will have you know, though, the Performance Elite 15 is not available for sale in all states, but we would be able to figure out here in the next couple of slides what states they are available in for those of you who are all around the country here. The product variations here between the plus version and the base version. As you can see, you're going to be able to take out 10% of those version in year 1 for all of the 7, 10, and the 15 versions. Also, you're going to get a 20% rollover fee withdrawals with the Performance Elite Plus version. So say you don't take any 10% free withdrawals out in year 2. In year 3, you're actually going to get a rollover withdrawal up to 20% to take out in year 3. And then after year 4, with the plus versions, you're going to have that availability for the return of premium option there. So this is a little bit of the difference between the Performance Elite base version and that plus version as well. So enhanced liquidity, higher participation rates, or higher premium bonus, and that enhanced liquidity is something that is the biggest variations between that base and that plus version. So again, we talked about that plus version with those 10% free withdrawals immediately. Those 20% free withdrawals, the rollovers. So if you don't take anything out in year 2, year 3, you're going to get up to 20% of those free withdrawals. And then after the 4th contract year on the Performance Elite Plus versions, the cash surrender value will never be less than the premium minus any taxes or prior withdrawals. And you're going to have the option for the return of premium benefit after that 4th contract year on the plus version here. So if you don't like how it's performing at all, after that 4th year, you're going to have that return of premium benefit. This is that annual rider charge for the plus. It's that 0.95%. It's going to be deducted from that annuity's accumulated value during the withdrawal charge period. And that rider cannot be terminated during that withdrawal charge period. So once you're into that plus version, you're into that plus version forever, how long that contract is. This is going over again the base version and the plus version more specifically with those either the 7, 10, or 15. So again, I just want to touch on here. You're going to get that premium bonus with the Athene Performance Elite 7 Plus, whereas the base version you're not going to. You're also going to get the the enhanced free withdrawal. So the 10% starting in year one, and also that return of premium, again, comes with that plus version as well. This would be some of the same features here. You're going to get that enhanced premium bonus on the 10 and the 15, and also the enhanced free withdrawal starting in year one, and the enhanced liquidity as well, return of premium as well. So why the Performance Elite? You're going to get that great premium bonus if it's offsetting any surrender charges from a previous carrier, any taxes, like I said. A premium bonus comes in and helps fill those clients' needs, gets them their money back, and allows them to accumulate that growth. And again, those market leading crediting rates and participation rates, allowing for that potential growth to become so high in that accumulation of wealth for your clients. And then those liquidity features as well. For an accumulation product, especially Performance Elite 15, right? You don't want to be having your money locked up for 15 years and not being able to touch it. We have those liquidity features and enhanced liquidity features as well that allow clients to take out that money for those what if situations. This is the Performance Elite 7 availability by state. As you can see, it's just not in New York right now. This is some more of that fine print stuff on the Performance Elite 7. I'm just going to kind of go over that. Again, the Performance Elite 10 is available everywhere except for New York. Indiana just has a different change in age, 4 years younger. And then again, here is some of those more details on that Performance Elite 10. 4% premium bonus on that base version, and then 10% in most states on that plus version as well. So this is that Performance Elite 15. I know some of you are in California right now, so unfortunately, the Performance Elite 15 is not available in your state. Same with Ohio. I see that right there. And yeah, so this just touches on a little bit of that availability for the Performance Elite 15. And these are those additional contract features, like we said. And then finally,
Oh, it stopped. All right. So
did I lose you guys again?
it happened again. Put up the phone number again.
Yep.
Because that'll be helpful. So that was a lot.
Yeah.
Debbie, I hope your head didn't explode. G, you too. But everyone write down that number, the 888. Jake, do you have a direct extension?
I do, yeah. So if everybody has that, or if they're ready for it, my direct extension is going to be 18672.
And we'll we have a master sheet, everyone, that has all the all our internals and stuff like that. So I'll make sure that Jake gets that information. But I know we'll have only Jake on for a few more minutes, but any like high level questions or something that someone has right now, and then we'll spend a little bit of time afterwards with the discussion. But any questions while Jake's here? Okay. Then what we're going to do is yeah, there's a lot of information. Athene is, as you've already seen, is one of the major players in the annuity space. And in the US, Jake, in the FIA sales, is it still Allianz?
Nope. We actually took over Allianz last year in 2020. Yep. So we've been the #1 all 2020 and in the first 2 quarters. Okay, well, we are the first quarter. I think they retook it in the second, then we retook it back into the third. So gotcha. Year to date, still us at #1. Yep.
Let's go. Yep. So that's good to know. So Athene is something that you are going to want to get familiar with, just because, like I said, there's so many agents, contractors. There's a lot of business going through there. It's a lot of information. So we'll talk a little bit afterwards about some simple value props. But Jake, I appreciate your time. Everyone here, use Jake as a resource. So he's our internal. He can find and get information faster than we probably will be able to. So feel free to give him a call, shoot him an email. Like I said, we'll make sure that everyone has his contact information moving forward as we get along. But Jake, I want to honor your time. We're going to end at 10:30 for you. And then, like I said, everyone stick on for a few more minutes afterwards. We'll have a brief conversation.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys taking time out of your day and listening to me. And yeah, of course, reach out to me if you ever need anything. Again, I'll be your internal here, and I'd love to assist with anything you guys might need. So thank you for your time today. I appreciate it. Nathan, you have my contact information, and if anybody asks, you can send that to them. I think it has my email on there as well, or I can resend that to you if you'd like.
I have your email because I've sent you some stuff. So
Okay. Yep.
We'll make sure that everyone gets it.
Sounds good. Thank you
All right.
guys.
Thanks,
Appreciate your
Nick.
time.
Have a great day.
Yep. You too. Let's see. How do I get out of here now?
That is a good question. Let's see.
I gotta stop scaring myself. There we go. All right. Take care, guys.
All right. Bye. All right. So really quick, Debbie, G, Jake, other Jake. How you guys feeling right now?
I'm still thirsty.
You're still thirsty?
It's like drinking water with a coffee straw, not a fire hydrant, Nathan. Couldn't get enough.
As an open-ended question, I'll ask you, Debbie. I know G, you're in listen mode, but if there's like one or two things that you saw from the information or that was interesting or that you learned that you didn't know, what would like one or two things be?
That's a pretty funny question because they lost me at hello.
Yeah.
She learned that there's the AccuMax 7 and the Agility 10, just like I learned.
Well, let me take a step back and simplify it. So I will say this, I really appreciate Jake's time. These are not always going to look like that. And what I mean is Jake's newer to the industry. He just graduated college and he's been there for 6 months. I appreciate his information. He's able to read a slide. But he was not able to pivot and really teach and get what I would say off script. He was very go through each slide and go through what the slide says basically. So we have if you guys look at our YouTube channel, we have had a bunch of other carriers on in the past, and that conversation changes a lot. So this one, especially Debbie, for your first one, and G, I know you've seen a couple other ones, but this one would be very rough for you. So I do apologize for that. Just on Jake's behalf, he doesn't know that, but good for everyone to understand and know. To take a step back, just understand that Athene is a very large company. And our whole focus and our goal is when we're talking to agents, and this is something that you'll learn, we have simple scripts and value propositions and things like that. The goal of Thursday is really to learn and get around the language, and through osmosis, you'll pick up on some things and pick up on some language. But for being brand new, it is a lot. So don't feel bad if you're like, I have no idea what happened over the past hour. That is definitely not the goal. And like I said, this one was a rough one for everyone to be their first time. But if I was making some simple points and helping everyone understand, this is what I would at least start off with of knowing is, number one, Athene, A-rated company, has lots of money, and is currently number one in the fixed indexed annuity space. So that would be the first thing, is A-rated. They have lots of assets. And they are currently number one in the fixed index annuity space, which is a big deal for those that know the marketplace. Allianz has been the number one for a very, very long time before that. So Allianz is another annuity carrier. But so for the Athene to take over the number one spot, that's a pretty big deal in that space. Number two, long list of products. Not long, I'd say, but what's the word? Robust list. So they cover almost every aspect. They cover accumulation annuities, they cover income annuities, they cover legacy annuities, and they cover protection annuities. So don't worry about the language right now, but they cover almost every aspect of an annuity. Their portfolio is very robust. So that's why it's good to have Athene in an agent's product portfolio. And to take a step back, the reason I'm going over this is what we're trying to figure out as marketers, as business development advisors, is, and I use those names interchangeably sometimes, is what is the value proposition, or why should an agent or an agency have this specific carrier or tool or resource in their agency, in their product portfolio. So I'm basically answering this very simplistically of Athene, A-rated, number one annuities, lots of assets behind them. Number two, robust list of products and services, and that covers almost everything in the fixed indexed annuity space. And I would keep it there. All the other stuff is industry language and understanding. Do not feel that you have to learn and know everything, but be able to know that, well, I have access to a Jake. So, hey, I'm going to call Jake and I have an agent that's asking me questions about Athene. And I'm going to put them on a three-way and then have them talk. So just being able to know where those resources are is more important than actually knowing the information. So be encouraged by that piece. Marketers, and Jake is a marketer as well. As you saw, he is learning how to be a marketer. So don't feel bad about where you're at. Use him and other people that are on the team to make that happen. But those would be the two things for simplistic sake. I'm not going to go into products and things like that. I kind of went over some bullet points as he was talking. But does that make sense just on those two ends of where it fits in their product portfolio and why talking, at least being aware of Athene is important? Any questions on that? Jake, you have any questions? I see you have questions written down.
Well, I mean, I guess one of mine very basically is, you said in effect that they had like 4 areas of solutions: the income planning, legacy solutions, accumulation, protection. How many in the annuity space, like how many solutions or whatever you want to call them really is there? If you were to qualify them into categories, how many categories? So they're covering 4 of 7.
I would really say, I mean, I'm not going to like exactly quantify it,
Right.
but I would say that those 4 are really it.
Okay.
So you have accumulation annuities, which are designed to grow the pool of money and not lose any of it.
Okay.
Then you have income annuities, which are designed to provide a guaranteed income stream when someone gets to retirement, that it's, that's going to keep on paying them for the rest of their life. You have legacy annuities, which deal with the death benefit, and they're trying to maximize how much they're going to leave to their beneficiaries, and they're not doing it through a life insurance concept.
Okay.
So that's legacy annuities. And then protection annuities, I would say really coincide with the accumulation side. But they're there to protect the money that you have, and make sure you don't have any losses with it, still some steady growth, and have some other features and liquidity options that go along with it. So those are, I would say those 4 categories actually cover it pretty well.
So then building off of that, is it common? Now I understand you said Athene is very large.
Yeah.
Is it common that annuity companies,
Mhm.
if that's what you necessarily call it, annuity carriers, companies?
Yep.
Okay.
Annuity carriers, annuity companies.
Is it common that they try to all have those 4 categories covered? Or is it more so that Athene or Allianz are just so large, they're able to cover all 4, whereas many other companies or carriers cover 2 or 3?
Yes. So the simple answer. So, most annuity companies are going to try and come up with some solutions for each of them. Usually the 2 most popular are going to be the accumulation and the income. The way that Athene deals with those 4 solutions, though, is what makes me like they pretty much have a product for each category, whereas other ones will have one product that they'll try and fit for multiple categories. But yes.
Okay.
And so not to cut you off, Jake, but Debbie, I saw that you unmuted yourself for a second. Was there something on your end too?
Oh, no, thanks.
No problem. This just everyone, this is a safe environment. This is for us to discuss. So don't be afraid to ask a question. Even if you think it's a really basic one, because we're going to have this. There's a lot more people that we have, not all of them show up, but we're also growing as well. So I mean, this is a small group, but we could have anywhere between, next time have 10, 15, 20 people on as well. But feel free to ask the questions. With that said, I'll take one brief pause to see if there's anything else from anybody. G, if you have want to put something in the chat, or Jody, if you have a question, any other questions on Athene that anybody has for right now before I do wrap up, and we'll end in the next couple minutes. Everyone good? Well, as good as you can be. Sounds good. Thanks, G, for the thumbs up. And Jody, thanks for letting me know. Yep. With that said, these meetings go from 9:30 to 11 Central Standard Time. So we don't always go to the fully allotted time. But if there are lots of questions or discussions, things like that, then that's what this is designed to do. We're going to end here in the next couple minutes, but just a couple housekeeping things. So we have a call block time, but that we have on this the band schedule. I'm actually going to get rid of it for now. We haven't had a lot of people showing up to it, so we'll end the call block time. Do call blocks on your own time and things like that. So I'll take that off the schedule just so everyone knows. The other thing that I was going to say is, starting next month, we are going to be doing an agent series, meaning we are going to host webinars like this, except for hopefully not like this. We are going to host webinars for agents, which allows all of you, when you're talking to an agent and you're saying, hey, you're talking to about Athene as a quick example, then what you can do is just invite them. Hey, we have a webinar coming up on Athene. Come check out our webinar. It's going to be great information. Agents are really opening to jumping on carrier webinars. So that'll give you a platform that you can invite people to. We're going to be doing it every other week starting in November. We're also going to be coming up with a lot of other resources and things that all of you can utilize throughout the week as well. So if there's no other questions, we'll wrap up. You guys continue on with your day. I appreciate everyone's time. Hopefully everyone picked up on a few things. The recording for this will be for those that I'll real quick put it in the chat. We have a YouTube channel for Praxis Agency Consulting Group, and it has all of our recorded, all the ones that we've done over the, we started doing this in about May with the Thursday trainings. So feel free to jump on that, subscribe to the channel, and that has every recording that we do, every Thursday training that we do, we record it and put it back there. So I just posted, you can click on that link and subscribe. That's another great place for information and to see some of the stuff that we've done in the past. Without any further ado though, 10:45, good time to cut off 15 minutes early. Everyone have a wonderful rest of the day. We'll be back on Thursday next week as well. But in the meantime, if anybody has any questions, hopefully everyone knows where to find me. So have a great day, and we will all talk sometime soon.
Thank you.
You are very welcome. Have a great day, everyone. I'll talk to you later.
Good day.
You too, Jody. Bye, Debbie. Bye, G.
Bye.